everybody. This is Peter with BibleMoneyMatters.com, and today we're talking about contentment. Over the past few years, I've kind of come to the conclusion that people in our society are living in a constant state of discontentment. We're not happy with our leaders, with our spouse, with our children, or the things we have. Our house is just too small, our TV is an older model, our smartphone doesn't have 4G, or the latest technology. So what's a person to do in order to find contentment in a world that has such a large amount of discontent? Only place that I think you can really truly find contentment is in Christ. True contentment isn't something that we find in things, people, or circumstances. It can only be discovered in our convictions. Author Rob Cuban talks about contentment based on conviction. The Bible calls us to allow our convictions, not our circumstances, to govern our sense of contentment. True biblical contentment is a conviction that Christ's power, purpose, and provision is sufficient for every circumstance. We are to learn how to walk through all kinds of adversity, believing in and experiencing Christ's sufficiency. We have to choose to rest on God's good promises despite what may be going on in our lives. So with that said, I want to give 5 Bible verses about contentment that can kind of give some insight into how we can find contentment. First of all, Philippians 4:11 through 13. Not that I speak from want, for I have learned to be content in whatever circumstances I am. I know how to get along with humble means, and I also know how to get along and live in prosperity. In any and every circumstance, I have learned the secret of being filled and going hungry, both of having abundance and suffering need. I can do all things through Him who strengthens me. Next we have 1 Timothy 6:6 through 12. But godliness with contentment is great gain, for we brought nothing into the world and we can take nothing out of it. But if we have food and clothing, we will be content with that. People who want to get rich fall into temptation and a trap and into many foolish and harmful desires that plunge men into ruin and destruction. For the love of money is a root of all kinds of evil. Next we have 2 Corinthians 12:9 through 10. That verse says, And he has said to me, My grace is sufficient for you, for power is perfected in weakness. Therefore I am well content with weaknesses, with insults, with distresses, with persecutions, with difficulties, for Christ's sake. For when I am weak, then I am strong. And I'll do one more verse for now, Romans 8:28. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him and who have been called according to His purposes. God is always looking out for our best interests, and that may not always mean giving us a brand new smartphone. A lot of times it may mean working through us to help others in our situations where we're having hardship. But knowing that God is with us and that Christ's power, purpose, and provision is sufficient for us in every circumstance means that we can have true contentment in Him. Love to hear what your thoughts are on the topic. Just leave a comment on YouTube or on BibleMoneyMatters.com. Otherwise, we'll see you soon.